Alrighty, here is 10-6, population growth specifically to humans. So what we've been talking about is mainly dealing with animal and plant population growth, but we do need to take into account what's going on with humans since, we kind of botch things up all the time. So human population growth starts with, let me get my little thingamabob going here. I'll get my pointer. Human populations remained stable until about 500 years ago. For the longest time, for as long as recorded history has gone on, it has been well under 1 billion. But because humans are always looking to make things better for them, they started to farm, did agriculture, started to ship goods around the country and the continents, and improved sanitation, so there wasn't as much disease and nastiness out there. Medicine and healthcare that was created helped to decrease the death rate and increase longevity. And so what ended up happening is that humans achieved what is called exponential growth. So we talked about previously logistic growth, where it starts out slow, kind of speeds up like this one does, but then eventually levels out. Humans have not yet leveled out. They just keep going and going and going. So one of two things is going to happen. Either we're going to hit logistic growth and limiting factors are going to come in and it's going to stable us out, or we're going to keep going until the point where we hit a peak and we crash. There was a wee bit of a crash, if you follow down here, that little dip right there, called the Black Death, and that is what caused a small crash in our population due to bad sanitation, no medicine, no healthcare, really bad agriculture, and all that good stuff. So this is what's going on with us right now. So it says in 2000 we hit the 6 billion mark, and just last year, 2013, we hit the 7 billion mark. And so as you can see, it's projected 2075 to hit the 9 billion mark. Honestly, I don't think it's going to take that long. Alright, so with humans, this studying how many humans are where and how they grow and how they interact with each other, we call that demography. You may have also heard the word demographics. Usually in political times we hear a lot about demographics, like where do the Republicans live, where do the Democrats live, and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is just the scientific study of human populations is demography. And what we see in here by looking at this picture here, it shows us where people are most highly populated. We mentioned this before. As you can see in India right here, and over here there's a lot, not a whole lot in Australia. I want to go there. I'm going to go live over there. And then if you notice, North America seems to be the eastern half. It's like during the westward expansion they hit the mountains and said this will do, and they stopped. Except for a few crazy people wanted to surf over here. So many developed countries' growth has slowed down in the past 100 years because of the fact that they realize, holy cow, we have so many people in this world, we need to slow down or else we're going to run out of resources. There's going to be competition. There's going to be higher incidences of disease and plagues and viruses and things like that spreading around and possibly dragging down the numbers. There's tons of movies in Hollywood that just plays on this idea. Contagion was one, but all those things are very real possibilities for the U.S. population. So here's what we see going on with different places in the world, something called demographic transition. Demographic transition is what we see when there's a change in birth rates and death rates that eventually slows or stops the growth. So in areas where they realize, you know what, maybe I'm going to wait to have children, or maybe I'm not going to have 20 children, maybe 2 will do, we start to see that the birth rate goes down, and then eventually the growth of the population slows and eventually can stop as well. So there's an equal number of individuals being born as there are dying. And so as populations start to transition into this idea of, hey, maybe we shouldn't have so many babies, we have something called demographic transition. There's a lot of countries that haven't hit there yet. They just keep on having babies because, you may have 20 of them, but only 3 might survive due to bad sanitation and other things. And so, but due to increased medication and other things, all those babies they keep having survive. And so the population begins to grow. So how do we show this? How do we show demographic transition is with these little things called age structure diagrams. And what they do is they shows the population of a country broken down by age and gender. So like if I said, if I moved to the United States, what kind of people should I expect there? Are they mostly young? Are they mostly old? Well, it depends on where you go. If you go to Florida, well, then there's a lot of old people over there. California, lots of young people. Oh, what if I go to India? Well, most of the people are there going to be age 30 and younger. Why? Because the older ones die quicker than they do over here. There's a lot of old people out here because we take care of them. Not to say India's bad. Don't want to say that. I'm just saying that there's so many people, it's very hard to take care of all of them. So an age structure diagram will just kind of show how many boys and girls of certain ages can be found in populations. So here's an area of rapid growth. Nigeria, part of Africa. And what we can see is that there's the majority of the population there are kids from age 0 to 4. Lots and lots of kids. Look how many 80-year-olds. Hardly any. If you see an 80-year-old there, it's like, that's amazing. That's like us seeing a 150-year-old. It's just unheard of. And so this is a rapidly growing population due to the fact that there's so many young individuals because they have babies young and they have lots of babies. So there's just a very young population. But if we go to the United States, where the population growth is slower, that's because we've got this big bulge here in the middle of 40 to 50-year-olds. That's our Gen Xers and, the baby boom and all that kind of stuff that you hear before. And so these are older people who have had kids that decided, you know what, maybe I'm going to wait to have kids. And so we don't have as many young individuals as we do this big bulge in the middle. But this bulge in the middle is basically due to the World War II people coming home and having lots of babies. And if you notice up here, look at the girls, older females totally outnumber older males. I don't know why. Maybe the guys just can't take it and they go, I'm done, and give up sooner. Or the girls just want to be right and outlive the dudes. But this is showing a slower growth population because anybody, from this line up, they're not making babies because they're too old. And so we're not making as many babies here because the population is older. Now, if we go over to Germany, we actually have a decline in growth. And because what's happening is that there's an equal number, relatively, of individuals of all different ages. But if we take a look at all those who are reproductive in nature, that'd be this small group right here, there's not a whole lot of them. There's just not a lot of people making babies in Germany. Why? Because it's Germany. Just kidding. So a lot of older people who can't have babies. So this is a slow to not growing population. And there goes my lights. Oh well, I don't care. So what happens if humans continue to grow unchecked? Well, all sorts of bad things. Overcrowding. Thus this train is showing. That's ridiculous. Short supply of food, increased transmissions of diseases, all sorts of bad things. Look at, here's a commute in LA. Yeah, that's just going to get worse when you guys get older and have to drive on that freeway. And so we got to figure out something to do. So here's a nice little graph just kind of showing what happened when people started to reproduce. So we had the nomadic era. So the first wave of population growth took a millennia, thousands of years to occur. The second wave took centuries to occur. The third wave only took decades to occur. The fourth wave is only taking years to occur. And so what's going to happen, we're either going to overshoot our carrying capacity and collapse, or hopefully we'll get our act together and kind of chill and hang out right here, and our population won't grow anymore. Now, since you guys can see the screen that I'm seeing, let me show you something really quick. Oh, this is just a funny picture. Hey Earth, what's up? Nothing good, Moon, nothing good. What's wrong? I just came for the doctor. Turns out I got humans. Oh man, you okay? No, the doctor told me it's terminal. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Earth. Hey Earth, what's that? I don't know, man. Oh God, what is that thing doing? Oh no, see the little spaceship coming over, pew, landing on the moon. Ah, Jesus, it's contagious. Oh, Mother of God, run Mars, run. Ah, because we all want to go populate Mars and ruin another planet. But anyway, so there was this thing I was talking about earlier. Let me go to Google. I guess I should have had this up earlier. Human population counter. And hopefully we'll find the same one that I found earlier. Yep, there we go. So this one's kind of scary. So pop that sucker up and you can go check this out. So here is the current world population. And there we go. So over 7 billion people. And so this is obviously isn't precise. They're not keeping an eye of kids popping out left and right. But it shows pretty accurately what's going on. And here's what I like. Here's how many people were born just today so far. Here's how many people died. Do you see the difference? How many more people are born than die a day? Because it only takes you 9 months to grow a new human. It takes you over 90 years to kill that human. Well, that didn't sound good. So People hang around a lot longer, and it's easier to make more. Population growth just today. How many birds this year alone? Remember, it's still just February. And look how many new people are added to this earth. How many people died this year? More than twice people were born than died. Population growth this year. So we're adding 10,000 more individuals. And then if I scoot down here, here's different countries. China, number one, most people. And then here's us, USA. But look at what a huge jump between second and third place. It's crazy. Look at Thailand. Not so bad. I think we'll go to Thailand. Here's Germany. Because so Russia, Japan, and Germany, see the little arrows, shows that they're actually slowing down in their growth. And then this little thing right down here is kind of spiffy. It shows what we graphed today. It shows, this is years down here. And we can see what happened here. And you can see all these different, here's the Industrial Revolution. B, we hit 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. And so the point of this is, do you see how much quicker and quicker we double the population? And you can actually change this to, head back anytime. But and then you can spread it out. Make it a little bit easier to see. So kind of nifty. But as you can see, the world population is just getting ridiculously huge. So stop having babies. We don't need any more. Okay? You can have 2. 1 to replace mom, 1 to replace dad. You're good. That's all you need. All right, guys. That's it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.